Hello and welcome to Super Rugby Round 3 predictions brought to you by DrivingMaul. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, a podcast, a YouTube channel, a Twitter account and a website bringing you the best in rugby predictions and opinion. And wow, thank you guys. This video took off last week and clearly a lot of you enjoyed watching it because it got lots of hits on the old website. So thank you everybody for reading and watching and listening and all of that kind of stuff. So, if you are in New Zealand, by the way, I suggest you give the old Placemakers punt for prizes a go. I've already won a phone cover, a wireless Bluetooth speaker, and a bucket hat this season with my predictions. So, yeah, give it a go. If you're in New Zealand, it's free, and yeah, I don't get sponsored. I just win stuff like this T-shirt. So, right, let's get on to round 3. I had a cracker of an opening New Zealand derbies in round 1, and I'm expecting the same. So we've got the Blues first up against the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs, unfortunately, are hampered by injuries. They've gone and lost Charlie Nartai for a couple of weeks. Another player's got a shoulder injury for a couple of weeks. They've got a couple of players that are got potential concussion issues as well, on top of Tim Nana-Williams, who they've lost for the season. So a bunch of injuries there for the Chiefs. The Blues already had a bunch of injuries, but they did very well against the Highlanders. And I think at home, against that injured Chiefs side, I'm going to back the Blues by 3. But I think that's going to be a close affair and definitely one to catch. I will be live straight after that, straight after the final whistle, doing a live post-match reaction with real Mike Pullman, who's actually not obviously, but he is a Chiefs fan. I'm a Blues fan, so that should be a good chat after that game. So do join us on YouTube for that. So next up, we head over to Australia, where the Reds will host the Brumbies. And the Brumbies got themselves out of jail against the Sunwolves last weekend, and the Reds obviously got that red card and yellow card and went down to a big defeat to the Rebels. But I'm not sure how much we can read into that because of the cards really early on. It's like 23rd minute when they lost. I don't know, it was well before 23rd minute. That's when they lost the second player. So yeah, the Reds. I'm not sure how much we can read into that game. Still, I think the Brumbies are the better coached team. They're a more experienced team, and they're not going to be losing 2 players to suspension that the Reds will be doing. So you've got to back the Brumbies here by 5, even though they are travelling back from Japan. Back to New Zealand and the Crusaders, who got that good win over the Chiefs. Over the Chiefs last weekend. Host the DHL Stormers. Now the Stormers obviously beat the Jaguares, but then came unstuck against the Waratahs, losing it with a very poor line out. Bad decision, throwing long to when you're overseas, you're drawing the game, time's up, and you have a line out, and they missed the line out, and the Tars went on to score a converted try. So, yeah, I think there's definitely some question marks around the around the Stormers. Decision making, and you've got to say that the Crusaders won't have that problem. I'm backing the Crusaders by 14. Yeah, comfortable home win for them. Sunwolves get the second game at home, and this time they host the Rebels. Now the Rebels, yes, they had the advantage of more manpower, but that big win will be a good confidence booster for them. The Sunwolves started well, but then faded. Against the Brumbies, only managing 2 penalties in the second half. So I'm going to back the Rebels here by 3, but that should be a tight one. The Sunwolves are looking better and could pick up a couple of victories up there against the Reds, for example. But the Rebels, I think, yeah, on that massive high from last week, could definitely pick up another win here. Then we head over to South Africa, where the Sharks host the Waratahs, and the Sharks have already had a bye week after losing to the Lions in the opening round. Obviously, the Tars got that narrow victory over the Stormers at home. Away from home, you've got to say the Sharks are favourites here. I'm backing them by 5. They are a up and coming side, and the Lions they definitely gave the Lions a run for their money. So I'm backing the Sharks to win against the travelling Waratahs. Then the Bulls host the Lions. That should be an absolute cracker. The Bulls obviously upset the Hurricanes last weekend. The Lions 2 from 2 so far. And can the Bulls forwards do what they did against the Hurricanes, get the offloading game going, or will the Lions be able to put a stop to that offloading game? We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to back the Bulls at home by 3. If it was at in Joburg, I'd be backing the Lions, but I'm going to back the Bulls by 3 there. And that's quite a few games I'm only backing by 3 because I think they're going to be tight. They could go either way. It's my hunch. Finally, the Jaguares host the Hurricanes over in Argentina, and both teams will be travelling back from South Africa, so there's no kind of advantage on that side of things. The Jaguares are at home, but I think the Hurricanes will be hurting very bad from last weekend losing to the Bulls, and I'm backing the Hurricanes by 3. They haven't become a bad team overnight. Sure, West isn't the best of fly halves. I wonder how quickly they'll be getting Barrett back into that number 10 jersey. Yes, so I think the Hurricanes will win that one by 7. Again, I'll be doing live post-match reaction to that game with Ryan from the Tribe Sports app. I think is going to join me for that one. So join me straight after the whistle on YouTube for live post-match reaction to that game as well. So thank you very much for joining me. Always up for good old rugby chats. Let me know your thoughts down below. Or you can catch me on Twitter at DrivingMaul. There will be a face there, which is where you can click to subscribe to the YouTube channel, so please do. And there'll be a box up there, and that will have my latest video, so go and have a watch of some more stuff and enjoy whatever rugby you're watching this weekend.